Hello, welcome. My name is Machaela Marcello. I'm a transformational breath coach and the owner of Just a Breath Away. Welcome to the website. I want to tell you a little bit about myself and about transformational breath work. So, I'm a holistic health practitioner, a Reiki master, and a reflexologist. I have studied and practiced and taught holistic modalities throughout the United States for the past 25 years. And I've never experienced what I have experienced in transformational breath work. So I live a clean lifestyle, I eat a vegan diet, I exercise, and I still wasn't feeling the way that I should feel living that lifestyle until I found breath work. So I did my first breathwork session and it changed my world. I literally walked out of the room and did not know what had happened to me. And I researched it and found out that through a particular breathing technique, we bring our bodies into a state of transient hypofrontality. What that means basically is we are shutting down the monkey mind and we enter flow state. A chemical is released in our body called DMT. This chemical is released when people do plant-based hallucinogenic drugs to free their mind and allow things to be released. You're bringing yourself to this state naturally through your breath. So I don't want that to scare you because the amazing part about breath work is you are in control the entire time. So when people do plant-based drugs, they're not in control. The drug is. This is a natural process using your own breath and only your own breath. So you can slow down your breath, you can change your breathing pattern, and you can take yourself out of the practice at any time you want. So you are in complete control 100% of the time. So that's important to remember. So let's talk about trauma. We all have traumatic events happen to us in our life. We all experience trauma in our lives. And when we do that, it's very rare that we properly process those events when they're happening. So, especially childhood events, we don't have the ability in childhood to process properly, and we don't have the teachers around us to help us learn how to process those traumas properly. So what happens is they get held inside of us. So we don't process them, we don't release them, and they get held in our body. So they're held in our tissues, in our cells, in our organs, and they never get released. But they're in there and they're alive and they're haunting us on a daily basis. And when they're doing that, they are causing us to become ill, physically ill, psychologically ill. They manifest into illness, disease, and ultimately into death. So if we don't process those traumas that have happened to us and we don't release them from our physical body, they are going to make us sick. And they do. So if we look around in today's society, we see a lot of people walking around medicated because they are not processing their traumas properly and they've turned to medication to do that for them. Breathwork is a natural process to release traumatic events without having to be medicated and without having to talk about them. So that's a really important big thing with breathwork. Not everyone is able to verbalize traumatic event that happened. They may not even remember the details of the event. Breath work is 20 years of therapy in 1 hour without saying a word. So you are able to release what is eating you up inside without talking about it. Through this particular breathing pattern, a circular breathing pattern that you will be taught in these sessions, you are able to release traumatic events that you're holding in. And trauma affects us in so many ways in our lives, not just physically, psychologically, it affects us emotionally in the relationships that we have in our life. I've experienced many traumatic events, and until I discovered breath work, I found myself surrounded with toxic people. I did not have my traumas processed. I did not release them. And I was attracting toxic people, toxic relationships, whether they were friendships, work relationships, romantic relationships, I was attracting toxic individuals because I was toxic myself. And we were drawn to each other. Toxic people want to be with toxic people. We feed off each other. So once I started practicing breath work and I was able to release my traumas and to be a healthy individual and to know the value of myself and my worth, I started attracting healthy, balanced individuals. And the toxic relationships in my life disappeared. So I didn't even have to purposely end those relationships. They simply went away because the toxic people weren't attracted to me anymore. They didn't want to be around me because I was giving off a healthy energy and I was down a road of health and happiness and wellness. And they didn't want to see that. They did not want to participate in that. So those relationships went away and my world changed. The first relationship that I had, a healthy relationship after practicing breath work and healing, through the breath work practice, it was it was the first time in my life in so many years that I've ever had a healthy relationship. And I didn't even know what to do because it was so wonderful and so beautiful. And it was such an experience of give and take and love and joy and respect and respect. And that's really what it's about. It's about self respect, it's about self value and self worth. I did not value myself prior to breath work. I did not realize that I mattered. And during this practice and throughout this practice and throughout my healing, I realized and I've come to realize that I matter. I matter. My voice matters, my opinion matters, just being in a room with someone and speaking and they listen to you and they respect you. That's what you learn from this practice. You learn that you are valued and that you matter. So, breathwork has changed my life, needless to say. I knew it was my dharma to share this gift with the world, and I want to share it with all of you. So I'm also introducing something new. It's called 9D breath work. So it's 9 dimensional. Brian Kelly of Breath Masters is my mentor, and he's created 9D. So it's check out the website, and it'll explain to you about the 9 dimensions that we use during the breathwork practice. So it incorporates so many different other things coming in that is different than breathwork has been for thousands of years. So breathwork's been around for thousands of years, but it's just coming around now where people are really seeing the value in it in our society. And 9D is taking that to the next level. So I just want to thank you for being on the website, for coming today and checking this out. I'm always available for questions and comments, but check out the website. It thoroughly explains what sessions are about, how you can book a session, and it takes you really into the different levels of healing. So thank you so much. Check it out, do it for yourself, and let's heal together. Let's just go on this journey and get you on a path of healing and wellness and happiness and put you into a good place in your life. Thank you.